This is going to be the reading for Gemini for February 2022. This can apply if you're a Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, as well as North Node. So be sure to check out the other readings in case other signs in case this reading does not resonate with you. Also, I'm taking requests for personal bookings right now. So if you want to book a reading with me, whether that's a natal chart analysis, a synastry chart reading, or even just a tarot reading, you can contact me on Facebook and email. Both the links are in the description box, so you can contact through these channels and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So let's get started with your reading, Gemini. Um, this is a bunch of energies that I'm seeing here, and it's interesting. You've been through, or you are going through a major ending right now. Ten of Swords. Especially, I can understand, especially with the nodes shifting from the North Node in Gemini. Now the North Node is moved into Taurus. So you may have had some major endings and karmic cycles ending for you right in the recent past, Gemini. Um, this could have been a karmic cycle, a karmic pattern, and this could have been behavioral patterns that you used to do earlier, Gemini, because of which, a lot of things were stagnant for you, or you may have felt like things were not really looking up for you. But you've ended this karmic cycle, Gemini, and I feel like this cycle, I will do a clarification on this. What is this karmic cycle that Gemini has ended? I want to do a clarification on that just to get some understanding around this. What is this karmic cycle that Gemini has ended? Right, you are showing up in your own reading, the lovers. I feel like this is a pattern in your own self, Gemini, which was, I feel like this was self sabotage in yourself, where you may have. Yeah, and I feel like this is your energy in the past. High Priestess in reverse and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like this is the karmic cycle that you ended. See, Gemini, you are a mutable air sign. Uh, so not only are you mutable, you're also an air sign. Your sign is the twins. So there is a sense of duality to you, which is true for all the mutable signs, but especially for you because it's almost like a double-sided personality that you have. And as a result of that, you may have taken on too much in the past. Like this Two of Pentacles in reverse, you may have been juggling a lot in the past. Gemini, the thing is, and sometimes you're guilty of this, is when you get affection or when you get attention, your nature is that of experimentation. You like to go with the flow. You like new things. There's this childlike curiosity you have in you, Gemini. You have a childlike quality in you, which is very beautiful. You like to experiment. You like to see. Let's look at what's out there. This childlike doe-eyed curiosity that you have. But sometimes what happens is, in that quest of let's see what's out there, you can take on too much. Because let's say something has caught your fancy and you go with it, right? Something else catches your fancy, you're going with that. And before you know it, you are managing too much and you have to balance all these energies and you have no time for yourself. I think that's what I'm trying to say here is that in the past you may have exhausted yourself by taking on too much or exploring too many options, as a result of which you had no time for yourself. You basically spread out your energy too thinly. And this doesn't even have to be people. This could have been, your life in general. Like you may have taken on too many jobs. You may have had like a major, like 9 to 5 job. You may have had a side thing, and that may have worn you out thin. Or what I'm trying to say here is your energy was distributed across too many things because of which you did not have any time for yourself. You were exhausted because of that. And as it is, you have a tendency to have a lot of nervous anxiety and worry because you also rule the Mercury, which is the nervous system, your mind, the way it thinks. So you do tend to go through a lot of anxiety and worry in general, Gemini. Your mind is always working, it's never at peace. So you may have been exhausted mentally in the past. And that may have been the Ten of Swords moment that you realize that you really need to start spending more time with yourself. You need to give more time to yourself. The lovers here, Gemini, is not necessarily somebody else. It's not necessarily a romantic counterpart in your life, even though that's what you stand for. Like, um, the lovers here is really you. Are you falling in love with yourself, Gemini? Are you really in love with yourself so much that you can take out time and not be exhausted in giving to other people? You give a lot of yourself. Let's not mistake that. Gemini, you are a very giving sign. You are always there for people when they need you to talk about something, to, you are the one friend that's always going to troubleshoot. You're going to be there for your friend when they want a listening ear, so you're that kind of person. But sometimes you overgive because you are a giver, and sometimes you need to take that energy back and decide, you know what, I need to spend time with myself. I need to give back to myself what I've been giving to others for so long. So the lover's card here is you falling in, yeah, is you falling in love with yourself all over again, which is beautiful, because now you're kind of in this high priestess in reverse mode where you are not so much in the spirit of let's go out there and let's explore the next interesting thing that comes by. You're in this state of observing and just sitting back in your throne and just watching the universe and see things for what they are, which is beautiful, because now you're not so caught up in that mental energy. You are actually taking a breather and taking a step back and deciding what you want for your life. Now, does that mean that you won't have regrets or you're not feeling a little bit left out? You are feeling a little bit left out. Five of Pentacles. Why? Because this is very against your nature, Gemini. You're not used to sitting back like this and letting things happen. You're the kind of person that let's just do this. You're the Knight of Swords. You are about momentum. Let's go out there, let's make this happen, let's do the talk, let's talk to people, let's engage with people, let's make things happen. You are a curious sign, and for you to sit back and be in this high priestess energy, even though this is showing up as a reversal, I feel like you are being kind of forced to do that because of how much you've been exhausted in the past. So this is not familiar to you doing this, but you're having to do this in the month of February. So you may feel a little bit left out because when you start taking your energy back, you may notice a lot of the people that you thought were your friends, they may be falling back, or they may not be giving you the kind of attention that you were getting earlier, which may be causing you to question a lot of your friendships, a lot of the people around you. What were their intentions? Were they even in your circle in the first place? Because Gemini, you can sometimes, like I said, you can sometimes be such a giver and you can do so much. You can actually take on the relationship, the responsibility of the relationship all on yourself. And I feel like this is what it was in the past, Gemini. You were doing the work of both the people in the relationship. You were basically initiating all the conversation, all the texts, all the calls, making plans, whether that's friendships, whether that's relationships. You were basically doing all the work. And now you're sitting back and realizing, you know what? I don't need to do that. And yeah, sure, you are feeling left out because now you're realizing that the friendships of the people you had in your life, a lot of it was fake. It wasn't even real. They were only there with you because you brought in that energy, right? Like you gave so much in the relationship. That's why a lot of these people even stuck around you. And a lot of them are falling off right now because you're not doing that anymore. So, does it mean you're going to feel left out? Sure, it does. You are feeling a little bit left out and rejected and abandoned, but you know what? This is a good thing because you're clearing up the air for better people to enter your life. Because I see the Ten of Cups coming up in your reading, which is one of the best things to have, and also the Ace of Wands. And these, and also the Emperor. This is your energy, sorry, Gemini. You are in this energy where if people want to fall back, if people want to exit your life, so be it. You're not going to pursue them, you're not going to chase them. You may have done that in the past because you hate to see relationships go. You are a very social sign. You like to have friendships, you like to have people in your life. But now you're realizing, you know what, if these people don't want to be in my life, that's fine. I can sit on the throne alone. I don't need to chase after these people. I don't need to do all this extra work that I was doing in the past for so long, which left me feeling so exhausted and not even appreciated in these relationships. What was I even doing that for? And I feel like now, because you're in this emperor energy, you're ready to sit alone at the throne. Um, you are starting to attract the right kind of people and right kind of situations in your life. The 10 of Cups is probably the most, one of the happiest cards to have in a reading, because it's the happily ever after ending card, not just in material abundance. It's also the kind of relationship that you want, the somebody who's actually going to be there for you, rather than you having to do all the work which you were doing earlier. This is somebody who actually cares about you, who's going to have your back, who is reciprocal, who gives more than they get, and you're so used to being the giver in the relationship. You're finally starting to get a taste of what it's like to actually sit back and have somebody reciprocate that energy, actually having somebody else take that initiative in the relationship, which is very refreshing for you, Gemini. Um, I see the Page of Wands coming up as a reversal. I feel like this was somebody in the past, Gemini, probably a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Um, but this is a page. This is not somebody who's very mature. They didn't really know how to give in a relationship. They didn't really know how to fulfill their end of the bargain in a relationship, and which is why it's coming up as a reversal, as a past energy, because I feel like you're done with this. You may have entertained them for some time, but you realize eventually this person is not really stepping up to the game. They're not really doing what they're supposed to do in a relationship, which is like an equal give and take. They weren't really lifting a finger, they weren't really doing much in the relationship. You had to do all the work and you kind of called it quits. And this may have resulted in a major ending for you. And you actually broke out of a major karmic cycle because of this, and you're starting a new chapter. You're showing up in your own reading as, lovers, which is your card. You have the Ten of Cups, which is an amazing, spectacular beginning, and the Ace of Wands, which is huge blessings coming your way. Why? Because you're ready to sit alone. You're not giving your attention to just anybody who comes your way. You know your worth. You're actually ready to sit alone at the table, and you know what you bring to the table. So you're not afraid to eat alone, right? Like they say. Queen of Swords is also showing up in your reading. This could quite literally be a Libra person entering your life, or another fellow air sign who's entering your life, who actually is more mature. They know what it's like to be in a real relationship, which requires give and take, reciprocity, all of that stuff. They're not emotionally unavailable. You may have been guilty of dealing with a lot of emotionally unavailable people in your past, but this could just be you and your energy right now, Gemini, where you're not taking anything that comes your way, just any mediocre stuff that comes your way. You're actually putting your foot down and being very clear about your boundaries, being very clear about what you want. you know does that mean that you're not going to feel left out every now and then? Sure, you will feel like that, because that's very different from your energy. Like, you're operating in high priestess mode right now, an emperor, which is very different from your energy, which is to, like, let's go, 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 let's see what's out there. So you're having to take a step back and sit in your own energies. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It is going to feel uncomfortable, but does it help? Sure, it does, because you're very clear about your boundaries. You're attracting the best kind of relationships, best kind of situations in your life, which is what you ultimately want. So there's been a major clearing in your path, Gemini. You've had a major karmic cycle ending, especially with the nodal shifts happening. That chapter is done and dusted. You're never going back to this energy, this Two of Pentacles, juggling and trying to multitask and trying to make a relationship work. You're never ever going back to that anymore, Gemini. This is a new chapter in your life, and it's time to embrace it. Ace of Wands is showing you that very new opportunities are coming up in your life. These may feel like very new people you're not used to, situations you're not used to, but you've always wanted, because that's what the universe is bringing to you right now. So it's time to embrace that, and it's time to do away with these old patterns which you already have, and it's time to embrace these new people coming into your life. So that's the reading for you, Gemini, for February. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, do consider subscribing to my channel. I post a lot of astrology tarot videos. And if you'd like to get a reading done with me, you can drop in, a message through the channels. The links are in the description box. And I will see you in my next reading. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Bye.